so glad you're here. We've got a great show tonight. We've got a bunch of comics here. It's going to be a good time. Your first comic coming up to the stage. Let's hear a big round of applause for Captain America, Jay Schultz.
Well, hello, all 10 of you. I think that's a little bit generous, but I don't really want to count you. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Pretty good, yeah? They're like, I haven't got my food yet. Still to be decided. If the food sucks, it's all downhill. You guys have gotten your food and your check, I can see. Make sure you leave a good tip there. Something that starts with like a 7. Trying to help. Trying to help. I'm just actually waiting for you to stop writing so I can tell my jokes. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm sure you're a multitasker. You're a woman. Men can't do that. Right? Multitasking is not something that men can do. We're not into that multitasking thing. Like trying to hold a baby and watch Sports Center at the same time. That's not going to happen. Yeah, that kid's definitely going in the romper. Hey, have a good time over there. I'm watching Sports Center. That's what's going to happen. So anyways, it's been a very eventful couple of months for me. Started dating this girl that I met on Tinder. Now, I know that I'm old because I met my girlfriend on Tinder, but I wasn't looking to hook up like some of the younger people do, I think. I don't know. I'm not young, so I don't know. That's just what they say. But I was actually surprised that I met anybody on Tinder because my profile was like, I like short walks on the beach because walking in sand is hard. If you have more than one cat or a cat, swipe left. Which, if you're over 40 and you're a woman and you're single, you probably have at least one cat. So that like really narrowed things down. She's like, no, not me. Fuck cats. Cat people are lazy, am I right? That's why I don't want to date a girl that has a cat. I think if you own a cat, I'm a dog guy, right? I have a dog. He's 85 pounds. He's a lot of work, okay? He's also really hard to breathe when he lays on me. That's besides the point. But yeah, cat people are lazy. And then I found about these cat people that have the inside-outside cats. Like they let their cat out. And then they don't care about when it comes back. They're just like, yeah, I own a cat. It's my pet. He's my family. I may see him in a couple days. Come to think of it, that's how I treat my parents now. So maybe I'm a cat person. I don't know. If my dad was a cat. Hey, so I met this girl on Tinder, and our first date, we went on a 3-hour hike in the middle of nowhere. How daring is that, huh? Yeah. For her, right? Not for me. No, nobody here was like, that's so daring of you, sir. No, they were, that's very sexist of you. Okay? She could have been a serial killer, because that's demographically correct. A lot of female serial killers out there. But yeah, we went on this hike, and we fell in love with each other. And here we are, 81 days later. And this last weekend, I did this thing, right? So I'm going to play it out for you. We went camping. We found this really nice place. Campground, middle of nowhere, again. It's our thing. She's very trusting. 81 days into this thing, and I'm like, okay. She goes, she gets everything set up in the campsite. She comes back over by the fire. The sun is going down. I'm trying to paint a picture here, okay? Sun's going down, flames are playing, and I get down on one knee. And I reach in my pocket. So I feel something in my pocket, like I think it's a tick. It's not a tick, but I say to her, I say, will you share your Netflix password with me? She said yes. Aren't you guys excited? We're at the next stage of our relationship. right? She shared a Netflix password with me. To be fair, I shared my Amazon Prime with her, so it's fair play. I think that we're gonna really take this to the next level here, and we may sign up for Hulu together. That might happen. Who knows? But we're big fans of Chick-fil-A, and I was talking to her the other day about like how Chick-fil-A and Popeyes are kind of having this. You guys heard about this? Chick-fil-A and Popeyes are going back and forth on social media. And I said to her, I'm torn, right? Because I like to have a good chicken sandwich on a Sunday, but you can't do that Chick-fil-A. But I also feel like there's less chance that I'm going to get shot during an armed robbery if I go to Chick-fil-A. And I know what you're thinking, that you think that that's racist, but it's not. It's just that I feel like if you went up to a cashier at Chick-fil-A and you were like, "Give me all your money," they were like, "It's my pleasure." They'd be like, "Fucking damn it." Put your gun in your pocket and walk away. You just totally ruined the whole experience. Right? Anybody who says it's my pleasure during an armed robbery is totally messing up your game. Me and my brother are really competitive. He's a couple of years younger than me. And I think it's fostered by my parents. My parents are like, "Oh, your brother, he's a doctor." So I was like, "Well, yeah. Well, I'm going to go get my pilot's license." So I did. I went to get my pilot's license. And my brother found out. He was like, "I heard you got your pilot's license." I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "But isn't it just a drone pilot license?" And I was like, "Aren't you just a chiropractor?" So yeah, I feel like it's about the same thing, right? I'm not going to kill anybody in a crash, and you're not going to have anybody sue you for malpractice. It's not going to happen. So I have this last idea that I want to run by you guys, right? You guys heard of TripAdvisor, right? Where you can go and you can kind of like get on there and do like 5 stars for the hotel I stayed in. I feel like I want to start an app called ChickAdvisor. You know, you can go on there, your last date, you can be like, "Yeah, she was crazy, but she was hot. And she puts out the first night." Like, you know, give them a good review. It gets a good review, right? For some of you. But I don't want to be mean about it. Like, I'm a Christian. I love people. I feel like loving people is a very important thing that we should do. Jesus said that we should love everybody. And I don't understand Christians that don't drink. Like Christians that don't drink are not my kind of people. I feel like if Jesus says love everybody, my personal experience is that that's a whole lot easier to do with a couple of beers in me. It's just a lot easier. But then Jesus was a partier. I mean, he turned water into wine, which means that he probably started the whole man bun thing, right? There's a Jesus follower right there. Yeah. He's like, "Don't fuck with me. I also have an awesome beard." But if he didn't have a man bun, he just had like that rocker hair like you see in all the Catholic pictures, he probably would have turned water into beer or cocaine. I feel like that might be that level of rocking out. I also feel like Jesus would be very on board with people who are pansexual, right? You guys know what pansexual is? Right? This isn't Asheville. It's not when you're in the back doing the dishes and you get aroused, okay? It's not that, okay? It's, pansexual is when you just, you have relations with people regardless of their sex because you see people as people, and I feel like that's what Jesus would do. In fact, I was in the military for 23 years. My first deployment to Afghanistan, I felt like the people that I met, they needed a hug. Like their dad didn't hug them enough, and that's the reason that they're always at war, is because they just did not get hugged enough as a child. So I sent an email to my mom. I thought I would run this by my mom. I was in my 20s at the time. So I said, "Mom, I'm going to start a hug campaign in Afghanistan." Next day I get an email back. There's a very devout Christian woman. 2 words, "Fuck that." I thought, man, I need to get on the phone. So the next day I get on the phone. You know, I got like 10 minutes on the phone back in 2003. And I said, Mom, hey, what's going on? I said, I thought this hug campaign thing would be a good idea. And she said, I don't want you hugging any suicide bombers. And I said, Mom, don't worry. I will love them to pieces. Yes, it's important for us to love one another, spend more time talking to each other on the phone, hugging each other, less time on social media. I'm out. Jay Schultz, out.
Keep it going for Captain Jay Schultz. Coming up next, he regularly